In this video, we're going to look at how to work with sales markups. So to start with, you need to use the search function in the top right-hand corner, and I want you to search for sales markups. In the sales markup window, you're going to be presented with several columns. In this demonstration company, I've already got some markups set up, but I'm just going to talk you through the setup. So you must start with a source type. The source type can be all customers, a particular customer, or a customer price group. So if you want to set up very particular markups that are exclusive to a group of customers, then you can do using this option here. But in this demonstration, we're just going to look at all customers in this case. If you select a particular customer or a customer group, then you need to select a source number. But in this case, because we're selecting all customers, we don't need to select a source number. The next option is asset type. So the asset type is what you want to use to define the markup. In this case, we have item and item category and various other things, but your primary ones will be item and item category. In this case, we're using item category. And then depending on which asset type you select the asset number. And again, in this case, we're going to use the miscellaneous item category because I want to focus on the Misc part number in this particular demonstration. So moving along, and we're not going to use any of these features for now, but you can actually set this up depending on the location code, on the make code, and actually have a starting date and ending date based on the document date as well. So you can start to get really elaborate with this setup. What you can also do is determine a set of rules only when a certain quantity has been reached. So if you, for example, this works really well with tires. If you want to have a different pricing structure for 4 tires as opposed to 2 tires, then you can actually set a minimum quantity here, and the pricing will only apply when that minimum quantity has been hit. But again, in this demonstration, we're keeping it really simple. So to summarize, all customers for item category Misc. We're not adding any additional filters or minimum quantities. And then we're moving to the price matrix here. So you can see that it's got a minimum cost of blank with a maximum cost of £10. Then we're going to have a percentage markup. So you can have percent or amount. And in this case, we're going to have percent of 100% markup if an item in the Misc category is added to the job sheet that is less than £10 is going to add a 100% markup. This is a really important option here. This is called markup base. So this is what it bases the price on. Now you imagine when you're using Misc, you don't often have a price on the item card. So it's really important that you base your markup. So the markup base is based on the unit cost in the document. So you must make sure that in most situations you want to be using the unit cost that is in the document, not the unit cost that's in the item card. So you have the options here. So most your setup is going to be unit cost in document. It's important the setup is. Your final 2 options are a minimum markup amount. This is in pounds. So even though I've said that from 0 to £10 I want to add 100%, I've also said that I always want to make a minimum of £5 no matter what. So if it was £1, it's going to sell it for £6 because £6 is more expensive than 100% markup of £1, which would be £2. So again, nice feature here. It just allows you to always just set that minimum markup amount. So if we go down the line and look at the second line, you can see I've got the exact same setup, all customers, item category Misc. I've got no location, make, or date filters applied, no minimum quantity applied. I've simply just changed the price matrix. So I'm saying from £10 and a penny up to £20, I want to add a percent markup based on the unit cost in the document of 90%. And so on and so forth. So if you keep working down this list, you can see I've done it all the way up to £50 and a penny. And any item over £50, we're going to add a percentage markup of 50%. Now, moving on to a slightly more elaborate setup, I have tires set up. So you can see, again, for all customers in this case, we've got the item category of tires. I have no location, make, or date filters applied, but I have in some cases got a minimum quantity applied. So you can see here I've got slightly different setup as well. So from 0 to £30, I have a markup of amount, not percent. So an amount markup based on the unit cost in the document of £15. From £30 to £40, I go up by 17. 40 to 50, I go up by 20. 50 to 60, I go up by 22. 60 to 80, I go up by 24. So on and so forth. And then you can see I've actually added some more lines at the bottom. So again, all customers, item category tires. But in this case, I've made a minimum quantity of 4. So what I've actually said is that if they have 4 tires up to £50, then we're only going to charge £15 per tire. Whereas previously you can see that up to £50 was £20 per tire. So I've actually created like an offer for customers that if you have 4 tires fitted, instead of £20 per tire, we'll do it for £15 per tire. And then again, the same for £50 and over. I've said I want an amount markup based on the unit cost in the document of £18. Now the last column, and this is going to take you on to a different feature, is allow line discount. So you can combine markups with discounts, providing this option is ticked here. Now there is a separate place in the system to set sales discounts. It has very similar filters, so instead of having markups, you can have it based on discounts. And all this column allows is for those two to work in combination. So if we had discounts set up for the tire category for all customers or certain customers, it will first apply this markup and it will then apply the discount. Whereas you can actually disable that if you don't want discounts to work with the markups as well. So that is how you use the sales markup feature in Garage Hive to set up simple markup rules based on percentages and pounds. Again, if you want to get more complex, you can use customer price groups or individual customers. You can have separate prices for location codes, separate prices for vehicle makes, and then you can run campaigns so it's an individual price based on a date range of the document date. If you've got any further questions, please feel free to ask a member of support. Thank you.